Alright, leather case update time. This is one of my most requested videos. If you watch the Baltic Blue update, the Saddle Brown update, you'll know, I mentioned this, I get constant messages, emails, comments on social media, direct messages on social media about how these cases are aging. Now, I usually prefer to make updates every couple of months to show you guys what the progression is like, but the problem here is that if you guys notice, there isn't too much progression here. I've been putting it off as much as I could just to wait to see if it would age a little bit more. But we are at the 6-month mark now. Hard to believe, but it's been 6 months since the 12 Pro Max came out, and I got the Baltic Blue MagSafe leather case. This is the only case I have for this phone. I don't have any other case for it, so I'm either using it in this case or without a case at all. And more often than not, it's in this case. So it's just... It's crazy to me how little this Baltic Blue has aged, and I think it depends on the person, but some people are not going to be happy about that. Leather is something that I've learned along the way is something that people really expect to age patina, and patina is basically when something wears and it starts to show its age by darkening or showing color, but it's kind of a natural thing, so it looks good to people, and that's a subjective thing. Some people love patina, some people absolutely don't like it. They think it's dirty or it just doesn't look good, and again, it's to each their own. But leather does age. That's kind of the natural thing about leather. As time goes on, as you use it, as it gets oils on it, as it gets sunlight, all that stuff, leather is a changing material. It is not as constant as, say, a silicone case would be. So updates are very constant. Now, I'll show you guys this. In my previous experiences, leather cases take about 3 months to age. After 3 months, you'll see very noticeable changes. You won't have to have a side-by-side with a different case to be able to tell, oh yeah, this is aged. But this one, as you guys can see, the only noticeable changes are on the extreme edges, on the hard corners over here, slightly darkening over there. Pretty much the same thing throughout the case, just slight darkening on the absolute edges, but not anything that's noticeable immediately. And it's something that you have to have in the right light, right angle to actually notice that it's darker. It just is not apparent when you look at it initially. If I just put it down like this, you guys can see, you can't tell that there's anything really different about this case compared to a brand new one. And this is 6 months later, and as I said, this is the main case I use for this phone. So there's not a lot of aging here. So if you don't like that, I say stay away from the Apple cases here this time around. If you want a leather case that ages more, try a third-party brand. But let's go on to talk about the case itself. Cases fared very well. The one issue I've had is that the top is kind of scarring a little bit, and it's starting to almost peel up, if you can see it over here. It's very hard to see. It's a very small thing right there, if you guys can see that. And even on the sides, just a little bit over here, right above the vibrate switch. Now, I think this might have just been accidental. It might have happened in my pocket with keys or something. I don't think this is something that happens to all cases, because it did not happen to my my Saddle Brown case that I also use. So this is just accidental damage. But beyond that, no issues with the case at all. The buttons are still as nice as they were on day one. They're not crooked. They don't, they haven't fallen out, and they press just as well and just as nicely as they did on day one. It feels very nice to use these buttons. It just is absolutely high quality. It feels very nice, and they are metal, so it feels really nice to use the buttons on this case. And the cutout for the vibrate switch is more than comfortable to easily toggle that as well. The bottom, you guys can see, again, no real wear. Usually I see wear around the edges here near the charge port and the speaker grills, but in this, with this case, it just hasn't. There has been very, very limited aging, which I'll be honest with you guys, this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't mind. I like this because I really like the Baltic Blue. It just flows so well with this Pacific Blue case, the Pacific Blue phone, that I'm actually happy that it hasn't changed too much. Sure, I would have liked a slightly darker blue and maybe a little bit of blackening on the edges just to kind of give it a nice patina, but I don't mind that it hasn't changed too much. It looks really good in my opinion. And just while the phone is out of the case, let me show you the inside, and it's fared super well. There's no dust, no marks, and I didn't clean this or anything before I'm making this video. This is just how it is. And it's surprising to me because I pulled this phone out of the case so many times. You know, I take a lot of A-roll, B-roll shots with this, so a lot of times I will pull it out of the case just to do that. And I just suspected that maybe over time, as I pull it out, leave it on my desk for a while or something, it would start collecting dust here and there. But it has been great, and it has protected my phone really well, so I am very happy with that. And another thing I did want to mention is that the back has absolutely no marks from MagSafe charging, and I MagSafe charge every day. So that's my only way of charging, and it's like I'll try to give you different light angles on it. Nothing, just absolutely clean, no issues whatsoever. So this case has fared very well. It hasn't aged. It hasn't shown any changes that a lot of people expect. So I think that I'm not really going to make more updates on this case. If you do want more updates, though, I would be glad to do that for you on social media. So if you want extra photos or want to see how it's aging a couple months after this, feel free to hit me up over there. You know, I'll have all the handles right here on the screen, and of course I'll link them down in the description as well. You guys can check it out over there. And if not, if I haven't posted anything recently, just feel free to give me a DM, and I'll take some photos and send them to you as quickly as I can. Because at this point, I think it's just not really useful to make more update videos because the case isn't aging enough. So unless there's drastic aging or changes, this is going to be the last MagSafe update video here, guys. And if you want to check this case out or other Apple cases that I like, I'll have a lot of them listed down in the description. You guys can head over to Amazon, check those out. And I do recommend this case. You know, as long as you don't mind the leather not aging, I really recommend this case. It's a nice case, and the MagSafe magnets are awesome, and the color just works really well with the Pacific Blue. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.